Right now, your brain is running 400 billion operations per second. You are consciously aware of about 2,000. That means 99.999995% of everything you are is completely hidden from you. And that hidden part is making your decisions before you do. Your brain is not a hard drive. In 2016, the Salk Institute calculated its capacity at 2.5 petabytes. But that number is almost certainly wrong. Each dendritic branch is its own processor, computing on its own. And through sparse distributed representation, the same neurons store endless different patterns. The real answer: no human in all of history has ever reached their storage limit. You will never fill your brain. Not in 1,000 lifetimes of continuous learning. But if storage is infinite, why do we forget? You don't forget things. You lose the path to them. That is a completely different problem. Wilder Penfield stimulated patients' brains and they relived 40-year-old memories in full sensory detail. Forgetting is retrieval failure, not deletion. In 2014, Susumu Tonegawa's lab at MIT took mice with memories erased by amnesia and fully recovered those memories by directly stimulating the original neurons. The memory was always there. Just inaccessible. During slow-wave sleep, your hippocampus replays the day at 20 times speed. 8 hours of experience, compressed into 24 minutes. Skills live in the cerebellum and basal ganglia, regions that essentially never delete. An amnesiac who can't remember learning to ride a bike still rides it perfectly. Nothing is gone. Ever. The path just needs to be reopened. How fast you learn depends on one thing: a molecule called myelin. An unmyelinated axon carries a signal at 0.5 meters per second. A myelinated one carries it at 120 meters per second. That is a 240 times difference. Every time you practice, oligodendrocytes wrap another layer around that pathway. Tiger Woods started golf at age 2. His neural golf pathways are physically different from yours. Under an MRI. Sleep increases myelin production by 300%. Cortisol, the stress hormone, actively strips myelin away. Chronic stress makes you measurably slower at learning. And in 2019, researchers found that just imagining the skill produces real myelin growth. At the level of myelin, your brain cannot tell a vivid imagined experience from a real one. You have never experienced the present moment. Not once. Ever. Light takes 80 milliseconds to reach your visual cortex. Sound takes 50. Touch takes 20. They all arrive at different times, so your brain delays consciousness by about 500 milliseconds to synchronize them. What you call now is actually half a second ago. Carl Friston at UCL showed your brain doesn't photograph reality. It generates a model of reality and only updates it when its prediction is wrong. What you see is a controlled hallucination, corrected by error signals. Change blindness experiments prove it. People miss enormous changes because the prediction said same scene. You are not seeing the world. You are seeing your brain's best guess about it. When did you decide to keep watching this? You think it was just now. Your brain made that decision before you were aware of making it. In 1983, Benjamin Libet found the motor cortex fires 350 milliseconds before you consciously decide to move. In 2008, the Max Planck Institute used fMRI to predict which hand a person would move up to 10 seconds before they were aware of deciding, with 71% accuracy. Your consciousness was informed, not consulted. But the unconscious can be trained through repeated thought, emotion, and action. Your conscious mind handles 50 bits per second. Your unconscious handles 11 million. a ratio of 220,000 to 1. You are not the driver. You are the passenger who thinks they're driving. In 1998, the consensus was you're born with all the neurons you'll ever have. That was wrong. Elizabeth Gould at Princeton showed the adult hippocampus generates 700 new neurons per day. During deep sleep, your brain replays the day, strengthens the connections you used, and permanently deletes the ones you didn't. This is why cramming fails and spaced repetition works. London taxi drivers memorize 25,000 streets over 3 to 4 years. Their posterior hippocampus is measurably larger on an MRI. The city is written into their brain tissue. Sarah Lazar at Harvard found long-term meditators have 3 to 5% more cortical thickness. Repeated, intentional thought physically thickens your brain. Every night you have access to a second laboratory inside your mind. Almost nobody uses it. In REM sleep, your body is paralyzed, but your brain is electrically indistinguishable from waking. Lucid dreaming, knowing you're dreaming, shows a spike of 40 Hz gamma waves in the prefrontal cortex. At Stanford, Stephen LaBerge proved lucid dreamers can signal researchers in real time with prearranged eye movements. Asleep, dreaming, and communicating. Motor rehearsal in lucid dreams produces the same myelin growth as physical practice. Athletes who rehearsed in dreams improved waking performance by 17%, without touching their equipment. Baseline lucid dreaming happens on 1% of nights. After 3 weeks of the MILD technique, that rises to 46%. A 46 times increase. A man known as Patient EB lived a normal life, working, married, with 90% of his brain replaced by cerebrospinal fluid. Hydrocephalus had destroyed the tissue. The remaining 10% reorganized to do everything. IQ 75. Civil servant. Married. Normal life. After a stroke, reorganization begins within 24 hours as neighboring neurons route around the damage. The plasticity window is 3 to 6 months. During it, BDNF rises by 400%. Train intensively in that window, and recovery can be near complete. Forced-use therapy recovered 70 to 90% of motor control in patients told they never would. And meditation rebuilds structure. Thought is not just mental. It is physical construction. Can your brain get full? No. And here is exactly why. A computer stores memories at fixed addresses. Your brain stores them as patterns across millions of neurons. The same neuron takes part in thousands of different memories at once, like one orchestra playing thousands of different symphonies. The theoretical storage limit has never been reached by any human in our species' history. The real bottleneck isn't storage. It's consolidation. Your hippocampus consolidates about 200 to 400 items per sleep cycle. The solution is simply sleep more. And it compounds. The more you know, the faster you learn, because each new fact attaches to thousands of existing hooks. Learning is the only investment with zero diminishing returns, no ceiling, and you can start at any age. The observable universe contains about 200 billion trillion stars. Your brain has 100 trillion synaptic connections. The difference between those two numbers is not as large as you think. But here is the real difference. Those stars don't know they exist. You do. You are the only thing in the known universe that developed the ability to wonder about its own existence. To rewrite its own code. To heal itself. To reach across time through memory. To build new minds through language. To simulate futures that haven't happened yet. To ask why. No telescope has found anything more complex. No computer has come close. And you've been walking around with it between your ears your entire life, using maybe a fraction of what it can do. The question is, what are you going to do with it?